Manchester United fan, he did not relegate, and it sounds weird to say Manchester United did not relegate, but Manchester United of Alois Ferguson, where had like Ryan Giggs, Van Nistelrooy, Rooney, Ronaldo, Paul Scholes, like what is this? But then we are seeing the Premier League, like I said, so we're moving on.
Okay guys, welcome back to Oyanaa Football Junction. Today we are here to discuss about the Premier League, and we're going to give a overall review of the season. You know, the season has just ended. A lot of surprises, a lot of disappointment, a lot of shocking results happened. So me and my guys here, they're going to just introduce themselves one by one. My name is Dada Ezekiel, Mr. Impact, and then photographer. The Gunners for life.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Oyanaa Football Junction. My name is Shevik and I'm a Manchester United fan, and this season has been upside down, but we are still in the Premier League, and next season we go again.
Okay, my name is Martin. I'm a fan of Arsenal. I think I night show for this season, but as my guy say we go again next season. That's what after the talk, we always go again.
Something like that, I'm you, but that's not what you do here. Okay, my name is Jerome and I'm a United fan. You know, it's before we go again.
No worry, I don't know how they feel our pain for them, but we'll go again. Well, used to be second. No problem. They don't call us assistant husband. We know they ever winner. That they become second, but we are used to it. So I want to ask you guys some questions. You, Jerome, what was your biggest surprise of the season?
Biggest surprise was the fact that Man City narrowly made it to top 4. That was a big surprise.
The fact that they are far from each other.
Yeah, it's because honestly, nobody expected. In short, if you predict before the season started, you'll be like, okay, Man City will win it again, because the way they carry energy, they can tell out. And they even made signing in January thinking it will improve. Well, kudos, thanks to the coach and the players. They tried, and they are entering the Champions League again next season. As they pay me, but
okay, Victor, I want to just talk briefly on what was the positive and the negative concerning the conventional big C's. You know, some of them really disappointed. Not even some, I think almost all except Liverpool.
Yeah, thank you very much. I like the fact you use the word conventional. But right now, there's no big C's in the Premier League again. Oh. It's your passion and your workings that it go show for you. Nottingham Forest you are talking about can equally win the Premier League. The Premier League is about 36 games. You have to play 19 teams twice. So it's not like Champions League where you can have one bad day and they knock you off. In the Premier League, you have to be consistent. That 19 games, the most consistent teams get to win the Premier League. And as a Manchester United fan, we did not relegate. And it sounds weird to say Manchester United did not relegate, but if you know Manchester United, like come on. Manchester United of Alois Ferguson, where had like Ryan Giggs, Van Nistelrooy, Rooney, Ronaldo, Paul Scholes, like what is this? But then we are still in the Premier League, like I said. So we're moving on. And for kudos to Liverpool, they won the league, but I'll say it. Arsenal gave them the league. They always do that. They gave the league to Man City like the previous season. And we said it. I've always said it. I said, you see, this Arsenal team are in the position to dominate the Premier League. When I mean dominate, like win this Premier League for like 3 seasons back to back before any other team get themselves and start rebuilding. But I don't know if it's Arteta or it's the Arsenal policy. You don't want to sign a striker when you have the likes of Victor Osimhen, Gyökeres, and this striker. Even if Anthony, that one is past tense now. He's doing what he's doing in Saudi Arabia. You guys are economists. You keep economizing. You know, Arsenal has been the best team in terms of consistency for the past 4 seasons now. The last 3 seasons they bottled it to Manchester City, and then this season I felt okay. This is Arsenal season because Manchester City, the squad is getting tired. The likes of Gundogan and Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne, they're no longer in their prime. I said, okay, Arsenal win. And then Liverpool, who look like, you know, with the likes of Jurgen Klopp leaving the club, we felt okay, they will have to rebuild from scratch. And all of a sudden, he just felt like, and it's not just came in and, you know, he saw a team that's working. Okay, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. And then he did his job, and now the way it's going, Liverpool can win the Premier League. Please don't mention that. The fact that they won the Europa League does not make them any better than. In fact, Tottenham now and Man U now, they are like, you know, they are now in the same bracket. And, you know, happy for them, over 70 years or 70 years now, they finally won the league. So maybe their mentality can begin to shift and they begin to see themselves as that big team. But in the Premier League, it's about, Crystal Palace won the FA Cup. You know, there's no big seed. Every team, the 20 teams in the Premier League are there for it. It's just who is consistent and determined and who is on the right track. And so thank you very much.
Okay, they don't took out for us. Arsenal they dash it for us. As Wenger leave us, but that as Wenger spirit no leave us. We know they spend money. We don't care. We don't spend money. We will be our star. Okay, Mark, which player was the standout player for you this season? Like when you just look around the Premier League, which player stood out for you?
That's it.
Okay, so this is for you, Mark. Yeah. Which player was your standout player of the season? And let's even you can go to the lesser clubs, maybe from the smaller teams, maybe from the high teams. Oh, we say we know get standouts. We don't get all of them just they get injury. So just look for one player that you think really stood out for. It really mustn't be a Liverpool player because they are the big team. But one player that just stood out maybe from the lesser teams.
I think I'll go with Isak, because the way Isak was consistent, I don't even know who was Isak before.
What about the guy from Arsenal,
Roger? I know to feel it. Well, Isak, I was like, I like that guy. I don't know, I just get this like for him because the way the guy they play, the way they position, the way they come out. So I feel it's Isak. I'll go with Isak. 100 for Isak. 100 for Isak.
So now they know great seller for 150 million or carry or buy cover for them. Anyway, so from the small teams in the lesser team, I mean the lower 10 teams, which team surprised you? I mean, man yourself don't do lesser than 10. Now 15, 16, 17. So which team? I mean, like when the season begins, the teams that you normally think should be 10th downward, which team surprised you?
Which Lam is the best performing small team that we are used to? It has to be Nottingham Forest. Yeah. They are in the Champions League, right? Yeah. And they finished third, I guess. Okay, they didn't actually go to Champions League. But at the point they were like, you know, going for the Champions League. But I'll still give it to them nevertheless because they've been consistent and their consistent performance, looking at where they're coming from and with the fact that they're able to make it to Europa League or so I'll still give it to them. At the point they were turning every other big team flesh. Yeah, so I'll give it to Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa. You know, last season they set the standard and they kind of dropped. They still did well, but they were just unfortunate. This season, but Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa.
They were part of the top 3 Champions League.
Yeah, they did. But
they were part of the top 3 Champions League.
Yeah, but so football is not a game of emotions. You know, when the result comes, that's it.
Jero, which coach has stand out for you?
If the United board decides to support this Amorim we are seeing, it will be a standout coach. But for this season, I think I will give it to one. Don't worry about what I said. This season, I will give it to and slots. I'm going to give it to that man because honestly, we've seen a lot of coaches come into a new club and just their philosophy, nothing matters to them. They just want to start their own game. But he came in, he saw a legend of the club that left in club, and he just said, okay, since this system is working, I'm going to follow through. And he did exactly what nobody expected. He did not change. All he just did is motivated the team. He made sure that okay, this is what Salah, this is what you know how to do best. Football is about you. And Premier League. That's what affected the steps that do that. Football, you have to have
passion. You must have energy always.
All your full attention.
Okay, I want to ask about some players that we expected to fire this season, but they did not fire. They poof. What happened to Haaland? Where did Haaland go?
Injury.
Where did Haaland? Where did Haaland?
And they figured him out in Premier League. Part of it, they figured him out
Because
because
you say Alan was figured out.
He was
I would
figured out.
say that Man City had they had issues. Brother injury, lost his form, Pep Guardiola's issue. The team as a whole, and when a team is not performing, individual players, their flaws begin to show.
I would disagree with you
So
on that.
Alan is
a
a
way.
striker that Alan scores goals.
He scored, but see, bro, in England, you know, in England, when you come to England at first, they will let you play.
England
But
will criticize you. But Alan has mentioned 5 strikers. Mention 4 or 3 strikers in the Premier League. You still mention Alan.
then you mentioned, but I feel, but now I feel
But the fact that he came and smashed Champions League record and won the treble and up to that won the Ballon d'Or. I don't have a problem with Alan.
you see this next
And again,
you see
Premier
next
League, like
you
you
see
are
next
about to say, we always pick on you. Alan was bullying defenders and opponents.
yeah.
I feel like the thing is that Haaland, this is to prove that Haaland is a player that system has favored. Now there's no system
Yes.
to favor him. It's no.
That's some striker that the system they work for their system. Like Osimhen, and you know Osimhen, like
System has favored. When the brother was sometimes those crazy
Yes.
was system, but he was performing from Dortmund. Haaland was before he joined Dortmund. I think he came from
Salzburg.
He was performing. So this guy is a player that has developed over the years, and for him to continue to perform, he needs that glue, that engine, like of the corner and
You see, if they sign player like Gokeres next season, and
is bad. Haaland is bad.
others like Osimhen comes to Premier League, you see Haaland will go down, like he will be cold because I feel Haaland is not that. He's not that.
I don't think
he's not that.
You guys
I
are
think
trying,
the system of
you are trying to put Alan in the bracket of Harry Kane. Alan is not a poor player.
He's not a poor. I'm not saying a poor player. I'm not saying
Give
a
me
poor
10
player
chances
striker.
and score 9.5. That is Alan. And if you are not doing that, you cannot blame Alan.
But he's not doing that.
He's
Nah,
like-
he's not doing that.
Gokeres is a striker. Gokeres is a complete striker.
They have dropped. Man City did not create as much. Did you what? As a Man United fan, anytime we blame Man City and they get high blood pressure, like check the number of times in the past 5 seasons where we beat Man City. We didn't really play them that much. Maybe just it's a derby and hot-headed game. But Haaland is a player. Man City as a whole, when you are playing them, you see John Stones, the life of John Stones and Ben Diaz. It's a team failure.
Wait, I want to say something. I don't think see that's
Okay, let's.
it's a system for Haaland. Like after Haaland agrees, like people support him to score. I feel Haaland is not a complete striker yet.
So
It's not a complete.
Because if you check it, Man City had Alvarez. Sometimes
They will play around him.
Okay, guys, let's.
I think what you are trying to say is Haaland is a complete striker, but he's not an all-round striker. Haaland is a no. You can see Drogba and Eto'o. You can see Drogba is a striker. Drogba is a goal poacher. Eto'o is an all-round striker. Henry is an all-round striker. Henry can drift to the middle, to the wing, but a Haaland, just give him 10 chances and he will give you 10 goals. But somebody like Gokeres and Osimhen you are talking about now, those ones, they are more like an all-round. They will come out, they will disturb defense, they will also for the ball. Even Haaland does that, but he's more of a prolific finisher. Why will you say he's not there? Watch out next season.
Okay.
What's next season together now? You guys remember this?
Okay, let's talk about what you want, what you expect from your team for next season. Let's round up to the show with that.
Oh boy.
What are you expecting from Man U, and because we are Man U fans and Arsenal fans on the show? What do you expect from your team? Just briefly, just 2 minutes.
Okay, well, as a Manchester United fan,
Bro,
we hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Because if you look at when the decision was made to sack Ten Hag and Amorim came in and started to demolish the whole team, you just have to be patient with the team. The decision has been made. You have to be patient and he has to now rebuild. So we have to give Amorim a full season to see where he's heading to. If he tells us he's going south and he's going north, then we can begin to question him. But for now, I can't really say much about Amorim. The only issue I might have with him, I think, is he has a very high-handed approach towards players, and it's good, and sometimes you have to be flexible with it. But this very United team, that has been the issue. Coaches have come and failed, and the players have always been backwards. I think we really need that. But the only issue I may have is young players need to be also disciplined and decide. Like I heard, he had to be told Garnacho to find But for me, you can't give that kind of treatment to a Garnacho. What you should give to Garnacho is discipline, punish him, put him on the bench and let him realize his mistake. The likes of Rashford, you can send them in Sancho and Anthony. Those guys are players that should be carrying this club on their back, but they feel they are too big.
So next season now, what will you decide? Like, this is the benchmark for Man U must achieve.
No, top 4 is the top. No, let's leave. Forget where we finish this season. Manchester United is still a big club. They still have some very good players, the likes of Bruno Fernandes if he stays. And Manchester is not that bad. So at least top 4. Top 4 should be the target. Yeah.
Okay, Mark, what do you expect for your team next season? And what is your highest team? Like, what do you expect?
Okay, let me start with what Arsenal should be next season. At least we win a major trophy. And when I say major trophy, not FA Cup, not Carabao Cup, not other sport. I want Premier League and Champions League. Either of those two. Period. Either of those two. Ateta, you see, they hear me. That's what I need next. If not, Ateta out next year. Now he's asking for Benjamin Sesko. The first I want Gokores. I feel Arsenal need a striker that can do some dirty job for us, and his main striker for us is not 20 goals next season. I don't think Sesko will give us that 20 goals next season. Gokores is someone that we always step out. Sesko is like a future plan. Gokores wants like bang. Now what do we want for Arsenal right now, bro? Bro, no. Now what do we want for Arsenal right now, bro?
What do you expect from Man U?
United. Okay. I think at least because according to what you say, top 4. I laugh. Let's be honest with ourselves. This United team, if they not sell more than half of that team and bring in new players to replace those half players that have been sold, there's at least 7th or top 10. If we finish top 10, I'll see it as a positive. Honestly, with this same team next season, I'll see it. We need to change the mentality, change this team, because honestly, I'm so tired of. I don't even care if we sell Garnacho or anybody. As far as we are bringing in reasonable, all that we can't change team. The problem is we still have players that have stayed under four coach. Make player wey don dey under 4 to 5 coaches still dey this team. That's not progress. No matter who you bring in, Cunha will suffer. I'm saying it now. Cunha go suffer.
Cunha, welcome to suffer then. So as an Arsenal fan, I'm expecting us to win a major trophy, but I'm not just limiting it to a major trophy. If we win FA Cup,
I know what
carry second. Oga cup na cup. He has won it, but bro, cup na cup. Oga, Crystal Palace big pass Arsenal as they win cup now. But actually, a major cup is a must, and I love the fact that they are going for Sesko because I feel like the Arsenal firing problem is not just a striker. If we get another winger that can produce goal, the two of them, when the goal will come from so many people, and then Gokores is a player that will not play well on an Arsenal team. Sesko is a player that is playing well. No, Sesko is a player that is playing well in a team that is not supportive. Arsenal has the support already. They only need a player.
That's why Gokores will perform well.
Gokores cannot play in an Arsenal team because he plays on counter. Arsenal play on possession. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Oyanaa Football Junction. Our bus about to move, so we'll meet you guys at next junction. See you guys next week. Oyanaa.
Let's go.